to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay,
Roll call. Paul Seymour. Here. Andy Lyons. Here. Tom Schneider. Michael Knoll. Here. David Staub. Here. Jim Kittle.
here.
Greg Tyler.
Yes.
Greg McAdams. Here. Jared Eubank is present. Heather Shallow.
Here.
All are present and counted for chairman.
Okay, how about the approval of minutes from 1/15/2026, which was our regular January meeting? Has anyone got any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion by Dave Staub. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Andy Lyons. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, how about approval of minutes from the two February 5th, 2026 meeting?
Make a motion.
Okay, got a motion by Greg. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave Staub. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carried. Welcome, Carl. How about approval of the agenda? I do have one thing I want to add that I forgot to put on. Down on the Personnel Committee report, I want to just mention that the Personnel Committee is working on the handbook, and we'll get more into it, but let's add that under Personnel Committee report.
Yeah, I mean, I want to add that football tournament,
Okay, let's put it,
cap field.
yeah, let's put it under Cat Fields. Okay, anybody got anything else to add? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda with those two changes.
Motion.
Motion by Randy, second by Mike, all in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay, agenda's approved. How about approval? Well, we've got two, we have two vouchers that we need to approve. Last month, we approved the vouchers and we had to make a change. And Heather will take a stab at it. And it's under the payroll. After the meeting, Heather caught something on our payroll vouchers on the second page. And not to make up excuses, but last month was a pretty busy meeting. Heather's usually checking and double checking. But we have to make a change. So she made those changes, and these are the new figures. And actually, Reedy made the mistake anyway, so it wasn't Heather's mistake, but we usually try to check and double check everybody, but she's made those changes. So I'm gonna need a motion. That's the only change on, and I wanted to bring it back up and reapprove with those changes. So do I have a motion to approve the vouchers of January 15th?
Motion.
Motion by Dave Staub, second by Mike. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, now let's move to the, I think you want to re-sign a new one too? Okay, now let's move to the current vouchers dated 2/19. I'm usually not speechless, but I didn't really have anything that I saw, but anyone can chime in.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion by Mike Knoll to approve the vouchers of 2/19. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave Staub. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, the claims and vouchers approved. I'm gonna pass this one around too. Okay, let's go to new business. Oh, you want to start?
Yeah. The Deweese tractor that we have, it was bought in 2008, 2009. And during our maintenance this year, we've noticed that tractor's got like 6 hydraulic motors on it. And when they went to do their maintenance, we're noticing a lot of metal chips in the line and the fuel and the fluid. So we've had issues with it in the past. I brought a couple motors. They're not cheap. And to be honest with you, that's the third one that they've owned here. They wore 2 out, and this is the third one. We do use them, and they like that mower. They use it in 4 or 5 particular spots. When you get these tight areas on the hillsides, the Abbeys really tear the grass up, and these do those particular areas a lot better. So it's just a good piece of equipment that they've liked for years, and if you guys are okay with it, I think in there we've got the price and the pictures of it to let you know. I'm sure you've seen them using it somewhere. I would like to have permission to buy a new one and then put the old one on that government deals auction. That would be the best route, I think, to do. And right now, that piece of machinery is running and it is usable. It's just that, hey, we depreciate things. It does have some age on it, and it's probably a good time to try to get rid of it before it breaks again and we got to spend a bunch of money on it.
What's the time frame to get it in, Chad? Do you know?
We might have to use that one a little bit, so we're probably looking at a couple months, but I could put them on it. I wouldn't get rid of the old one until we get the new one in.
Okay.
Jared, do we need
That's what I was
to?
gonna ask.
get-
So the first question, of course, is this specialty equipment that we can't purchase from anywhere else?
Yes.
So this would fall under the special purchasing rules. So make sure that we just put in a special folder, special purchasing rules. So this is, equipment you can't find anywhere. So therefore, we don't need to bid it. Gotcha.
Nobody else around
It's just,
carries it, I mean, or you can get a price from?
yeah, it's just, you can't get them anywhere else. It's like the Abbeys, you gotta buy it from a certain dealer in a region and things like that. So that's where we're at with it.
Anybody else got any questions? All right, do I have a motion to buy a new Century Equipment mower for $70,829? Motion by Andy. Second? Oh, second by Greg, all in favor?
All right.
Anyone opposed? Okay, I'll get it ordered. How about, I think everyone has seen, we've been talking about possibly employing or hiring a lobbyist to help us chase a grant as we try to round up some money. So Tom's did some research, and I wanted him to just kind of bring up what he's found out and then get a consensus from this. We're not hiring somebody tonight. We haven't interviewed anybody. And Jared's also worked on it too. I shouldn't have said just Tom. So Tom, if you want to just chat a few seconds or minutes, and then Jared can talk too if you'd like.
First thing I did is ask Jared to give me a list, if he could get one, of all the lobbyists that are at the State House. And he did. He gave me two pieces of paper, 50 pages each, that listed all the companies, who they are, and who they represent. So it took me about 2.5 hours to go through that list. And I was looking for first thing, I was looking to see if anybody like us had representation. And the answer to that is no. And so then I began to look to see who represented who. And they're divided up, let's say, churches. And churches have, a religious organization will have one particular lobbyist. And the big legal firms, they represent the majority of people. Like the casino will have one. And he will not be, or she will not represent more than one casino. So after doing that, I looked at to see who would be nearby. And I found a lady whose name is Rhonda Cook, who has a company called the Cook Group. It's in New Palestine. And she is connected with the Legis Group. And the Legis Group represents the city of Lawrenceburg. They represent the city of Rising Sun and others. So rather than call some legal firm or that, I called Ms. Cook. And I could only get her on a Friday, which is the day that the legislature is not meeting. So we talked for about 45 minutes to an hour. I explained who we were and what we were looking for, what I thought we were looking for. And she said that she would have to check to see first if it would be a conflict for her representing or working for a firm that represents the city of Lawrenceburg. So she's supposed to get back to me. I also asked her, look, if you cannot do this, would you recommend that now that you know what type of person we're looking for and what we want them to do? We want a person who can represent us to the different parts of government that we may need for support for grants. So she was supposed to check with the Legis Group and get back to me. So that's where it stands.
Jared? I mean, that exactly what Tom said. I mean, basically what it is that the list is compiled by an agency I didn't even know exists. There's a lobby commission up in Indianapolis that keeps track of all these phone numbers, who they're involved with, and you know, the players and who their employers are. But you know, I think Tom's stated what he's done. I think the discussion needs to be had is what are the benefits to it, and I think that's what the board's going to be looking for in the future. I think Tom came up with some pretty decent benefits for it. One is we've got our hand out asking for money. We really don't have a good way right now to shake the money tree at the state, right? So this will kind of give us a foot in. Other issue is that there's not much legislation we're looking to change. I mean, we're working pretty well. Our election rules, of course, I talked to Tom, Jim about it. The procedure that I had to create, I mean, I have created a 12-page procedure because they didn't give us rules on how to do one of these. And I told Tom and Jim, man, wouldn't it be nice if the legislature just said, here's your rules, follow these, takes it out of, you know, for me personally, I don't like all the constitutional liability on a voting or an election. So that'd be one thing we'd ask the lobbyists to do. We know that Garrett Bascom is currently working on those election rules. He's the junior sponsor on that. So you know, we've talked to him, but it would be nice to, if we had any other feedback or at least to know where they're at, pursuing this, so we have a heads up moving forward. But like I said, you know, here we are, we're asking for millions of dollars. We probably need to know what Indy is thinking up there. So there's some reasons and purposes, and there's some benefits to it. The question is does those benefits outweigh the cost it would take to hire somebody like this? And so I don't know, Tom, if she talked about cost with you at all?
We didn't.
Okay.
We thought it was best that she finds out if she can do the job, then she comes down and gets up before us and can answer the questions that we have, which we would want her to do, and then give us a number for doing that.
So I have that motion.
So I think really, thanks, Tom. I mean, do we want to, again, we don't know how much it's going to cost. We don't know what
Well,
kind of contract it is. I mean,
You're gonna have to wait, so.
yeah, do we want to just, I wanted to bring it out and talk to this group. Are we interested in,
How do you know what you're lobbying until you know what you're going after? So who do they know to lobby unless there's a specific grant that we're pursuing?
So can I answer that? So
Yeah. So
the issue is there's there's all kinds of grants. There's the crossing grants, there's the trails grant, that grant, so there's just specific grants, but beyond those grants, there is just state money available, right? That they can actually write into a bill to just get in. So that's what we'd be pursuing, not a specific grant.
so that's the reason I asked.
Yeah, well, sure. So what, those grants, like I always look at them as getting like a terrible coupon in the mail. You got money off, but now you have to do it exactly the way they tell you to and all this other stuff.
That's right.
So I think that would be the most useful thing to that lobbyist is to say, hey, we want to introduce during your budgetary season to allocate a fund for our levy here. And so that would be completely outside of the grant, anything. Right?
Okay. I was just confused because it says grant request.
Yeah, well, I
well,
mean, it's kind of, I guess, grant, there's grant with a parentheses and just grant. And that's the meaning we're putting on there.
Okay.
well, didn't Dearborn County just get some grants for a bridge and roads? Did you see that?
Yeah, I think they got the crossing grant.
Yeah, that's the
So the crossing is, and like I said, we've gotten it in Aurora and it's fantastic, awesome, you get free money, but my gosh, you have to have the engineering, the project, and it is expensive. There's a lot of, things you have to do in order to get that money. Whereas us, I mean, there's no such, I don't even know where you would find a grant that specifies in levee or water management. Maybe there's one out there. I don't think they've allocated one or had the foresight to do it. So
The one thing I learned about lobbyists last time we hired one here, it's all about how many connections and how many doors they can open. It's the politicians that would want to get on board with us and then put their name behind us for chasing a grant. So I think that's also an important part of it, is just opening doors.
This person, she's been in this business for 30-some years. She has 2 or 3 degrees, and she's worked for senators, congressmen, and so she knows her way around Indianapolis. And she's been able to work no matter who the governor is or whatever. So, you don't have to hire her, but listen to what she has to say. And if she can't do it because of conflict of interest, she'll suggest some other names that.
So I guess what's the board think? I mean, we're not hiring anybody tonight. We want to move forward, try to interview and.
Doesn't hurt to listen to anything.
Oh, yeah, that's what.
We'll wait and see what Tom hears
Yeah.
from her,
I'll get
then,
some feedback
you know,
from her.
then we'll find out if she can recommend someone, if she can't do it herself.
Right.
Then we'll go from there.
Okay, so we'll just move. Is that all right, Jared? Just to
Yep,
move forward that way?
talking to her.
Okay. Okay,
Hey, Dan?
Yeah.
Could we, Mike wants to introduce an engineer and he's got to get to a meeting.
Okay.
And then can we take care of Mike and then the school business?
Yep.
Because we got two people here that have
Oh, yeah,
things to do.
I'm good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm here with Kevin Hay tonight. I wanted to introduce him. He's a new civil engineer. We hired, I think, third or fourth week, so it's still pretty green with us, but he comes with a lot of experience. Came from HWC, so I wanted to introduce him. I've got him working on some things with you guys now. He's kind of helping us on the levee gate. And you'll see him in the future. So that was kind of the objective tonight. He's got to run off to another meeting. So I wanted to kind of get him in and out. And then do you have anything you wanted to say?
No, just thanks for letting me introduce myself here, and been working on that gate thing recently, but I'm looking forward to getting more acquainted with the entire infrastructure you guys have and helping out with things. So,
Great. Nice meeting you.
nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Sure.
So I'll give you just a quick update. I'm a little under the weather myself, so I'm going to bail out after this as well. So basically, we're not anywhere with the, it's still in FEMA's hands as far as the seepage drains, MGP, so there's nothing to report there. But regarding the levee gates and the weld inspections and all that, so I've reached out to 3 welding firms that I trust to get some hourly rates on the repairs that needed to be made as part of the report, the suggestions in the report. So I haven't gotten that yet. I thought maybe I'd have that by this meeting, but I haven't. I certainly will have it by the next meeting. And then we met, Paul and Kevin and I met with a rep from Sherwin-Williams to discuss coatings for multiple things. One, when you perform the repairs on the weld, we're going to have to go back with a coating that the Corps is going to accept, for one. And then also, we got, the biggest thing is those rails. We talked about the rails at the which number is that? The US 50 gate. And the rails are very deteriorated, and so if you recall from some previous discussions, it was we're going to do a closure for the Corps, and we're thinking, okay, wow, we got it closed. You know, what can we do? It's probably not going to be very efficient, and we're probably not going to be, you know, it kind of talked about it. You might be throwing good money at a bad project, trying to get it done that fast while you're got the gate out in 50. So we also are reaching out to rigging companies, and we're going to get a price to just take the gate, and you got space on both sides of the bridge. It would take, well, I'm not a rigger, but for me, my layman's, it's going to take 2 cranes, one on each side, and you can pull it up, set it down off the rails. Obviously, we would do that in summertime months, you know, when you're not in a flood situation, of course. But we're just kind of putting all this together right now. So we really don't know. We don't have any costs, or, you know, I don't think it would be that expensive for a couple of cranes to do that. You know, they could move it. They could basically crib it up, then leave, then come back when we're ready and put it back in place. We're also looking at the possibility of maybe they just mobilize, stay on site, and if we can get the coatings done, then they don't have to remobilize. They can just put it. So we're looking at a couple different options, and we'll have more to bring to you guys and see what you guys want to do. So, you know, the guy from Sherwin-Williams, he's gonna give us a quote for a product that we can apply in a short order. So, you know, if we do decide to, you know, close the gate, but you still have to do all your prep, and then you have to dry it off, right? I mean, you can't, so, you know, it's so weather dependent, you know, you plan all this, because you can't do this with NDOT on a moment's notice. You just got to be planned. and then you get rain, and, you know, it's kind of complex, but, that's why I think if it's reasonable and we can just move the gate off the rails and get our work done and put it back, would probably be the approach.
Mike, is that the only area where the gate is at right now that you're thinking of treating? Where we wouldn't treat the entire rail?
It's actually in pretty good shape on 50.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say, because then you're looking at the closure or closure of lanes at a time.
Yeah, the rails out on 50, you know, I think it's just the, you know, cars running over it. If the sunlight hits it, it stays dry. You know, I'm kind of surprised because it gets more salt, you know, a little more, you know, of the corrosive nature out there, but it's drier.
Okay.
So underneath, in the shade of the bridge and underneath
The moisture.
that gate, it just never really dries up, and it's flaking really bad. So I don't think the 50 would be really a concern at this point. Do you agree with that, Paul? Yeah, I mean, you can go out if you walk and you look, there's a distinct difference.
We're trying to avoid a massive replacement of rail underneath that gate. There's actually, that gate rolls on two rails, just like a railroad train, except narrower. And we've probably lost this time looking at it, and the guys cleaning it, we had a 1/16 of an inch scale. And I bet since it's been put in, we've lost probably 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16 of an inch off the top of that rail.
What's the total thickness?
Well, it's a railroad tie.
I know it's about 4 or 5 inches.
Yeah, but you've only got on that top, you've got that rounded part. And that's the part that's flaking, of course. And the other thing is the wheels on that thing are not very forgiving. It's a solid roll. And you've got to have a pretty smooth track to pull that thing. And what I'm afraid of is a period of time, we're not going to be able to pull that gate shut. So that's why we're looking at trying to preserve this and keeping it as good as we can for as long as we can.
And again, when we get the information back from, you know, the coatings and, you know, maybe we spot try it somewhere, you know, and, you know, see, I mean, we got to do something. It's deteriorating at a pretty rapid rate compared to, you know, I mean,
Surprising.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take chunks of, you know, flakes just right off, and you know, it definitely affects the performance of the gate. And the last thing you want is, you know, when you need to shut it in an emergency, to struggle or, you know, have it topple or something. You know, I mean, that would be like worst case scenario, but still, you know, you don't want to be messing with that then. So long story short, we'll be bringing some more information. So we're looking at some different options.
You guys got any questions for him? Mike?
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
I appreciate it. You guys.
Thanks, Kevin. Okay, let's move back up to the school business. Carl's here. Go ahead, Paul. Just kind of give the guys you talked to me a little bit
Yeah.
overview.
Carl called me about a week ago, and they got a little problem that they found out they want to build an addition on their administration building. And for those of you, you know, you all pretty much know where that sits. Well, it turns out that we own property that we, you know, none of us really knew we owned, and it's in there. So I told him, I said, I think we can take care of it. We'll bring it before the board. Jared has presented some things. The basic question is can we get this property in their hands? You know, Jared's come up with the easements that we need, and it's nothing that we need. I can't think of a reason in the world why it wasn't changed how many ever years ago it was. So we're just here trying to work with them and get something taken care of. It probably should have been taken care of 30 years ago.
It's in that map.
Yeah,
Jared.
I see.
It's got the,
And I think the new addition comes up in that a little bit. Is that what you told me?
Just, yeah,
Just a little
corner, yeah, just the corner few
Yeah.
parking places.
So Paul and I talked to Jared. Jared looked into it. Of course, he's got the map here of what we're talking about, his parking lot right now. And then I went ahead, or go ahead, Jared, tell them what you've done.
Yeah, absolutely. So, first thing under Indiana statute, a public agency can give real property to another public agency as long as both of them jointly agree to the terms. So as part of that, I reached out to Mr. Weldon, said, hey, Dell, I'll write you up a resolution. Do you want free property? Dell said yes. So what I prepared is the resolution. We have to agree to give it. They have to agree to take it. And then all that's left is for you guys to authorize Jim to sign the quitclaim deed. We'll quitclaim it. And Paul's right. We have those easements on. We're probably never going to use them. But the issue is, even if we don't put those on there, we kind of have plenary rights in our levy districts to do what we need to anyway. It just causes less concern if we needed to. And I can tell you this, Carl, that if we did anything, it would be maybe some kind of drainage pipe or something, nothing major there, you know.
And there's a drain that's behind, like, we're not even going near that drain ditch area. It's in front.
But
So what we need to act on today?
all I need to do is, if you guys, since I've presented to you, I'd call for a motion to adopt resolution number 2026-07, a resolution giving this real estate to the Lawrenceburg Community School Corporation.
I'll make it.
Okay, I got a motion by Greg, got a second. Second by Michael, all in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay, so then Jared,
So one of the things, I'll leave this right here for everybody to sign. We have a quitclaim deed. I'm gonna ask Jim to sign this before he leaves, and I'll notarize it. I told Dell, we can't record it or do anything until you guys vote to accept it.
March 9th.
So March 9th, and then Dell will just give me a phone call and I'll put it in record. So that way we're done good with it.
I'll sign the deed and then everyone don't get to sign that resolution, so, okay. Thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if there's any questions you guys have, or
That drainage.
You get the new
It's been back there forever.
correct. And it goes all the way under, I believe, under the soccer field towards the primary school, all the way back around there. So we're not, like, none of that's being touched.
Well, good, because the seniors used to throw the freshmen in that, so I hope that continues.
We just expect to be invited to the party when it opens.
Right, we want to hang out in the new superintendent's lounge.
Yeah.
No way, Carl, you're not going to.
Actually, they're talking about reduce, for the square footage of my office is getting shrunk versus increase, so.
Okay, thanks, guys. Okay, how about, let's move to unfinished business. Thanks, Carl. JMT to update the ordinance rates of review. Berm's not here, of course, he, Paul and I talked to him, but go ahead, do you remember what that is, Saj?
Yeah, he turned in, do we have them in the packet?
You know, I didn't,
Yeah.
that's why I'm stumbling a little bit, I didn't see it.
Great.
We didn't do that last month.
Did we, oh, you know what, we did, we forgot to take it off, you're right, we approved his, that, we left that on there.
Yeah, the new rate.
We approved his new rates, Heather, we forgot to take that off, Paul made a mistake.
Well,
After I reviewed it.
as far as an update with JMT goes, I mean, there's really nothing that we didn't meet in that last work session, and there's not a whole lot of updating to do. So I think everybody knows that.
You're right, we did those rates, you're right, Greg, that was just an hourly rate. Okay, so let's move on to unfinished business. Greendale meeting recap. I just wanted to tell everybody after our last meeting, you guys okayed, we met with Greendale, kind of update them on the FEMA meeting that we had. Our Greendale representatives were there, Jared was there, Paul, myself, Anthony Smart. Vince and Mike McLaughlin, the head of redevelopment. I thought we had a good meeting. Anybody want to add something that was at the meeting?
Well, it was a good meeting and Anthony or whoever's gonna do it is supposed to get us a meeting up in Indianapolis with some connections for this, kind of like what we're exploring with the lobbyist thing. So they're talking about it and trying to help. I mean,
He mentioned that we agreed to attend. He thought maybe we could get a meeting together with Maxwell and Bascom right? Somebody at the State House, and he said he'll take the lead on that and try to get something set up. Again,
Yeah.
as we pursue the grant.
Well, I think it was a good idea to be proactive about it when we heard about it, to let them know as soon as possible, so
Oh,
they
yeah,
had an idea, so.
yeah. Okay, anybody got any questions on that? Okay, under other unfinished business, I think if you didn't know or didn't watch the city meeting, Lawrenceburg's council voted to pay us, around this, our $93,000 and some change bill that was our fee for John Mondell's review of the project, the riverfront project. It's been scrapped or shelved, I guess they say, so I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention, and I'll follow up with a little email to the council and to the mayor here this week. Anybody got any questions on that?
So what, is that the result of the meeting that we had with them? What did the three council, did they agree to bring it up again or not?
It was just, well, we had our meeting, of course you were here, and I got a text that said it would be on Lawrenceburg's agenda at the meeting to vote on, and
Okay.
they put it on there and they voted on it.
Unanimous?
Yeah.
Good.
So I think the meeting the work session we had that Friday,
It helps when people are informed.
That's correct.
Maybe it wasn't a waste of time after all.
Well, that meeting 100% worked. No doubt about it.
okay, great, thanks, everybody. On the grant project, JMT, Paul we really just didn't have much. I think really, as far as the grant, one thing we still have to do, and we're working on it, we still have to get the hazardous mitigation plan approved, and Paul's all over it.
Well, we're waiting on to have meetings and then
Right.
do it adopt it in their meetings. So they all have them scheduled when they have a meeting, and we'll be gathering them up.
Got Aurora done.
Oh, did you guys sign?
Yeah, we got that done last week.
Okay, also, let's move, I don't know if the county, we have a Wednesday, March 18th at 5:00. The county, they don't really have a scheduled meeting unless it was necessary. On their website, the meeting on 3/18/2026 was just like an optional meeting. Well, they've decided that they're gonna have a meeting that day, and we're gonna be there because it sounds like we need to make a formal request
Sure.
for the
Okay.
resolution. So everybody mark that down on your calendar and.
Jim, did we ever get the information about, we hear conflicting reports that they don't have a lot of money. Did we ever figure out their financial situation?
You want me?
You got an answer.
From what research I did, they have the financial. Now, whether it's in their budget and whether it's complicated. They have a lot of accounts, Greg. I don't.
Yeah, and that's what I've been told, but can somebody not go over and set with, I believe it would be the auditor?
Mhm.
And figure out the availability of that money?
Great idea.
Because I actually think some of the council people were a little confused. And I'm not talking about ours or Lawrenceburg.
Yeah. And I say that Heather helped me get on Gateway.
Sure.
Print off some information. I don't think the most current Gateway information is out there. It's March. March.
But March 1st, we'll have 2025 information.
March 1st. Okay, so, but from my research, they had the money. There is resources available.
And I'll tell you what, that gateway, you should talk to Heather, talk to me. Getting on that gateway is the most powerful tool as a public agency you can look at, because it does tell you what everyone's up to.
If you can find it, find out what you're.
It's tough, and I wouldn't be happy to help anybody go through a tutorial, because I had to learn the hard way. It is nasty to navigate, so. But once you do it, you can find about everything in there, so.
Jerry, why don't you set up a meeting and you and I will go over and talk to the auditor before that meeting? Give me a call and we'll meet with them. Great idea.
Well, I want to say one other thing too, just to make sure the board's informed. So I've been talking with Andy Bondestell about the resolution they're going to pass. So he's taking it seriously, looking at that resolution. He's made, tit for tat little changes here and there. It's, my issue is this is sign the resolution. We'll accept whatever language you really want, as long as the promise is 4.2. So in any event, just to make sure the board knows that that he's earnestly reviewing that. So that makes me feel good that means that's become a priority in council.
But shouldn't we include that Jennifer Ray, because wasn't there things that Greendale wanted to do, but she really?
Yeah. So I'll just tell you this is my perspective on it. You get too many hands in the pot. So what you do is you see what his changes are, we see what we need, then we send it for Jennifer Ray.
A starting point.
Right. And then if we can get to some, and then usually what Jennifer had with Greendale, it's just small tweaks here and there. They usually neither party has an issue
Okay.
with. So
But I think our 3 resolutions right now are pretty close to being about the exact, we don't.
And I feel like Jared's worked on those 3 now, so you pretty much know what Jennifer really needs in there. And everybody so far has put their own little paragraph in there too. So, I think Jared can definitely
And the
take
county
care of that.
has seen all 3 of those resolutions.
well, Andy has. We said
That's what I represent.
I sent him all those, and so we've been kind of going through there, and so he knows what they've been up to.
Good.
And so he has some suggestion. You want to put another statute on the recitals.
Good.
And Greg, just to let you know that all the councilmen and the other people, I took over copies for everybody.
Good.
So they should all have seen those. Every one of them should have.
Okay. Okay, Paul, how about we're moving down to superintendent's report we already talked about, or Mike gave his update. John, do you have much on John?
I really don't. We had this work session and we know about what John's got going on. I would like to, but we're gonna cover that in a minute. We've got a meeting in Louisville on the 5th with the Corps of Engineers. Me and Jimmy are going down. It's gonna be a meeting to go over with them personally, eye to eye, John and Luke, me and Jimmy, and we're gonna present the plan moving forward. John will have all his information, and we're gonna also take down our financial plan just to go over with them and kind of hash out, our financial situation. I just want them to know, hey, everybody thinks we're rich here. We're not rich by no means. So whatever help you guys can give us, and I'm trying to pick up a few favors from them if they know anybody that they can talk to up in Indianapolis or anywhere that might help us out somewhere.
Yeah, Luke sent a really, really good email to the Corps, I forgot his first name. our representative, such, but
Brooks,
Andrew Brooks.
Andrew Brooks.
And he sent it along email, detailed email, and within a day or so, wasn't very long.
Quickest I ever got a response from.
It was really quick and gave us 2 or 3 dates and gave us a window of, I think, 3 hours, a window of 3 hours. I think they wanted to cut it to 2.5, and John said, we might need 3 so we can go over everything, but they were very.
Yeah, they're looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
they
So,
really did. Okay, how about, so tell a little bit about this DNR meeting. I thought that was.
they're the one day talk up in Indianapolis that I'm gonna go up to and listen in. It's got topics in it that are definitely related to us. So I'm gonna go up there and see what, I'm not staying all night or anything. It's gonna be from 8 o'clock to I think 3 o'clock or something. So I'll just drive up and come back home, and it's free.
And I think we got the invite because of what we put on over at the adult center. They got our name, they came to, I can't remember who.
Tom recruited them, I believe, if I remember right.
What's it about? What group is it?
Department of Natural Resources.
Yeah.
And there were some really good topics in there. One of them was money, I thought. If I remember.
Well, there's, I don't have it right in front of me, but it's definitely some flood protection business, stuff like that. And whenever you do a large project like that, you usually got to we will always have to pull a permit from the DNR. So, it won't be a bad idea to go up there.
Is that anything that would help our workers? The crew?
Nah, not really that.
Okay.
If it was, I'd definitely take them, but I think it's more kind of like what we're talking about in here.
Okay, Bo, what about the conference? Just a reminder.
Yeah, don't forget, whoever wants to go, I mean, we need to really know and let them know who's coming. So, that's the day that's coming up. It'll be all day next Tuesday. So the guys are going down. The guys will leave Monday during working hours, probably about 12 or 1 o'clock. They'll take off. I don't know, Andy, you mentioned you want to stay. Are you driving, or you want to go with me, or we'll talk?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Just let me know. And then the other thing is whoever else wants to go and they're going to drive down that Tuesday, we're going to clean the truck up, and you guys are more than welcome to drive that truck. We'll have
Greg talked first to drive. He didn't want me driving. So Greg's gonna drive, and we want the good trucks. That's, don't give us the older truck.
I was giving you the dump truck.
Hey, we start down there. No, but Greg said he would, I'm gonna go, Greg. We're gonna meet here at, I don't know if Greg's we haven't really said, I don't know how long it takes.
I looked at the agenda and it starts around 8, I think, so.
Sign ups at 7:30. It'll start around 8 if you get there.
We'll talk, but we'll have to leave here.
So just
Give
give,
yourselves 2 hours anyway, because.
2 hours?
Because,
Two and a
Just
half.
the
yeah,
traffic in the morning.
exactly, I was gonna say rush hour.
So-
Wendy's on the way, so.
So I don't know, if anyone wants to go, we'll probably leave from here around, we'll say 5:30.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. We don't have, under the Greendale levy, Paul, we really don't have anything that we haven't already covered under.
I really don't have anything.
Okay, let's hit the cat fields.
All right.
Or maybe it's Heather, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we've started scheduling, and Heather can tell you a little bit about the work she done on the scheduling.
When we plug in on the website, it's still scheduling. And it seems to be working fine. I think it's pretty easy to use. There, a couple questions. It'll be different. Everybody else's business, because they can't see a calendar with everybody else's name on it. But I think that's safer for the kids, honestly, in this day and age. The general public doesn't know what kids are where, when, but, it's going fine. We've got, I think the baseball field and softball fields are all completely booked.
The baseball field too?
Then
Wow.
but baseball fields got a lot. We've got
Wow.
the schools, Babe Ruth, and Dearborn County girls have been doing fine with maintenance building, so it's not too difficult. We're doing well with it. For the football tournament, which I know we're gonna talk about in a minute, I just made holidays on our main calendar for that, so we didn't have to spend an hour scheduling until so it was easy for me to take 5 minutes. What was that, so I know we could schedule.
Speaking, I think this would be a good time. Speaking of the softball, did we ever get True Up yet? I'll call it the True Up for the girls softball stage. Did we ever get any?
Yeah,
Yeah, we got,
just got it,
Okay.
2 days ago.
yeah,
Okay, good. I didn't.
Yeah.
we got the money for the concession and then another.
What did it total up to? I forget.
Altogether, I think it was $7,500 between the
Yeah,
two
good.
out in Dearborn County girls.
Put that in minutes. I just remembered that. Okay. How about, you want to talk about the football, Saj? Before
Well,
you hit summer help?
yeah, I just want permission if you guys are okay with summer help again. That's the only question I got. You pretty much know what we do, and it's that time of year, and I want to advertise and see if I can't get my help. That's my only question
How
about it.
many are you looking to hire? How many are you looking to hire this time?
Get 3 again. I mean, 3 works out good. Honestly, anymore, I'd like 3 because the last 2 years, I think I've lost one, you know, at some point early, so I end up with 2. So I'd like to start out with 3 anyhow. We can keep them busy.
Well, remember, we have our spray machine. Maybe we can,
Oh, we're gonna
we
We're
need
gonna
to
do
use,
that.
we need to use that.
yeah, we're gonna do that
Okay.
too. Yeah.
Make a motion.
Have we,
Sorry.
have we set the pay that we're gonna do for this year?
Well, I don't see no reason to change it. We went, I believe last year was at 18 an hour.
It was 18.
So I think that was fine, Mike. I think.
The only struggle is that you have, if you want them to drive, the insurance companies last year's required that.
When you gonna
they
get
have a
one
license
or
for
2
3
of
years.
them back?
Wait a minute.
Hey, Tom, wait a minute. Go ahead and tell that one more time.
The difficulty is that in order for the insurance company to cover any of them, they have had to have their driver's license for 3 years.
Hmm.
We
So,
ran into a little,
the only.
I'd say as long as Paul knows that, then he can work with what he's got.
We've worked with that for the last 2 years. It's been a little inconvenient, but we've always got one of them that can drive, so it's working out.
but they can drive the Kubota back and forth. Oh, they can't even drive the Kubota?
Cause it's a vehicle that it's on the roads.
And if it crosses over.
As long as they're in
any
the
highway.
park. As long as they're in the park,
Okay.
we're okay.
They can drive it? Okay.
I'd say 85-90% of the work we have them do is in the park. We'll send them to the pump stations to do weed eating and around the poles on the levee and stuff. So I'd say about every 2.5, 3 weeks, we're going across and doing things, but most of the time they're right here. And when we send them, we've always had one that was able to take a truck and go. So it just is, it was a change that happened